Oh, cool.
All right, hello class. We will get started in just a moment here. All right, so what I'd like to do today is just to essentially kind of go over what what I'm going to be doing to reconfigure some elements of the course, and really this is designed to just better facilitate this move online, which is kind of difficult for everybody. So okay, so first of all, as far as the essays go, the Unit 4 essay is going to be replaced by a revision activity. So it's not going to be its own separate essay assignment. So the one that we're working on right now, which the final draft is going to be due on the 19th, that's going to be our last essay, and then we're going to spend some time, just working on revision activity for Unit 4s. But so you won't have to research an entirely new essay, and I'm doing that because students have varying degrees of access to online resources and things. So I want to just be sure that I'm not putting kind of an undue burden on people. So this is not going to change a lot about how the course is graded. The points for Unit 4 will be based on that revision, and there'll be a couple of different options for how you pursue that. So the main thing that we should be working on then is this Unit 3 essay. So I'm going to have you working on that this week. We're going to actually do the peer review on it next week. So you can start that if you want to, but you don't have to do that until next week. And the approach of this particular essay is called a Toulmin argument. Toulmin is a British philosopher, and this is an adaptation of classical argument. Now, it essentially has a lot of the same elements. You're going to have a thesis, which is a claim that you make, a claim that's supported by various reasons, and that's where the evidence comes in. The method has a couple of different vocabulary words that are slightly different, but what we did in Unit 2, you're basically going to do that here. And the general subject of this essay should be something related to a global crisis or controversy. Obviously, the news every day gives you plenty to draw from there. And I'm going to ask that you have 3 sources. The essay should be about 3 pages long, and you don't have to use the library for your sources, so you can use whatever you want to. So I want to just spend some time this week having you just think about and come up with a topic that you want to talk about. And if you want to talk about the coronavirus, this thing that's disrupted so many lives around the world, that certainly be a good topic. There are many others that you could write about as well, certainly, but something that just deals with a global issue, and you're seeking to make an argument about that. So you're going to have a claim like just about what we should do about this issue, how the problem should be addressed. You're going to support that claim with some evidence. Now, one element of Toolman that's a little bit different is that you spend some time thinking about warrants. So if you're going to write an essay, for example, supporting government lockdowns to, try to curtail the spread of this virus, like you're speaking in support of that. You're talking about how it helps reduce the number of cases, helps keep hospitals from being overwhelmed, et cetera. The warrant there is that measures like that are within the scope of what a government should do. And this is a step in Toolman where you have to talk about, you create a bridge for how the evidence connects to the claim. So like, we should shut everything down to stop the spread of coronavirus. You can show that that's effective, but the warrant is going to ask you to say, is that something that we should do? Just because we can do it, should we do it? Does the need for public health outweigh certain individual rights, for example? And that's what a warrant is. Warrants deal with the ethical dimensions of your topic. And I think that really is, for Toolman, that's the biggest challenge, is trying to come up with and explain the warrant, the kind of underlying assumption that drives your claim. Now, this list of terms is not an outline, so it's not as if you're just going to have each of these different sections. The structure of the essay is a little more conventional than that. You make your claim in an introduction. You support it in some body paragraphs with grounds. You certainly will probably have a section where you talk about the warrant, but things like qualifiers. Qualifiers are just words that show up throughout the case. So like, if I were to say, we should lock down everything to prevent the spread of coronavirus, there might be places where that those rules are more restrictive than others, just depending on the individual needs of that community. So you're essentially not trying to come up with a one-size-fits-all approach to it. In the rebuttal, much like a classical argument, you're going to try to anticipate objections that people might have to that, where they say that these lockdowns violate certain individual rights, and they do, certainly, but you would try to show that the public health outcomes outweigh that temporary restriction of rights, and there is precedent for doing that. So primarily this week, I want your attention focused on putting together this essay. And as far as our coursework, we're going to be shifting some things online, obviously. Like, for example, this peer review, I think we'll actually bump this back a week. So I'm going to set up a discussion board specifically for today that is going to be looking at, let me move this. No, that's fine. Okay, I can go there. Okay, that's a specific assignment for this week, for this week's discussion, that is going to look at pre-writing and just coming up with a topic. So I'll go ahead and set that up for us. And that's what I want you to work on. If you can use some of this class time for that, that's great. I'm not really planning on these Zoom sessions going for the full hour and 15 minutes. I don't think that's a great format for that. I think I do want to do these because it gives me a chance to teach some of the material, but I'm certainly not going to lecture for an hour, and I'm not just going to make you sit here and work in front of a camera either. But I'm going to get this set up, and then I'm going to set you to work on that we'll call this Unit 3 pre-writing. Okay. Okay, so there's that. So that is going to be what I essentially want you to be working on, is this discussion board over Unit 3. This is available in the Week 10 folder, so so you can find that there. All right, so I will go ahead and let me get out of this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask those. I'm going to shut the recording off for now, but I will stick around and answer any questions. And if you don't have any, you can start on that discussion board and just aim to have at least a partial rough draft completed this week.